What is up, No, not today. I'm on a diet, so I'm a bit moody. I'm feeling a bit weak, and I'm craving carbs like pasta, bread, nice, toast, perfectly browned with a bit of butter, sprinkle of sugar. You know, when you're on a diet, you end up watching food videos to make yourself feel even worse. Well, this is one of those times. The milk loaf, a super soft, chewy bread that's excellent on its own with just a bit of butter, but also makes a great sandwich or a really good French toast. Let me show you how to make it. To a bowl, add in all your flour, sugar and salt. I'm using all-purpose here. You can use bread flour if you want, but it will make it slightly more chewy. Add in your boiling water and mix it well with a spoon. Don't use your hands, it will become super sticky. Now get your milk from your fridge and pour it into a cup or mug. You want to microwave that for 30 seconds so that it becomes lukewarm. To that, add 1 teaspoon of yeast and mix well. Leave that alone for about 5 minutes to let the yeast bloom. Pour your milk mixture into the flour and mix really well with a spoon. It will be hard to mix at first, but the milk will help to loosen the mixture. Now crack 2 large eggs into the bowl, room temperature please, and make sure it's really incorporated well into your dough. Now cover and let that rest for at least 20 minutes. Already you can see that the texture has changed slightly. Add 2 tablespoons of oil and mix that into your dough. Now use your hands and start kneading. The dough is still quite sticky at this point, so we are keeping everything in the bowl. Right now the dough looks quite difficult to work with, but keep kneading and the gluten will form and the dough will become a lot easier to work with. So here I grab the dough from the bottom, stretch it out and fold it back onto itself. And now as you can see, it's already taking shape. Right there, I can stretch it without it tearing apart. Keep kneading for a couple more minutes. It seems like a lot of kneading, but it actually took me no more than 5 to 7 minutes. Cover with the lid and let it rest for an hour. Now you can see that the gluten has formed in the dough. Sprinkle a bit of flour and punch the air out of the dough. It is still a bit sticky but a lot easier to work with, so I'm keeping it in the bowl and just folding it a few more times to get the air out of the dough. You now want to separate your dough into 3 different bowls. You can eyeball it, form it into a rough bowl and take it to a working surface. Now put your dough on a well-floured surface. I'm covering it with a bit of flour all the way around just to make sure that it's easy to work with, but I don't want to dry it out. So just a bit more flour and shape it into a bowl and we'll be ready to roll it out. Now what you want to do is roll it approximately the same length as your loaf tin and the same width. There isn't a lot of precision involved at this point. You just want to stretch out your dough and keep it to about 1 centimeter thickness. Sprinkle some flour on top of your dough if it becomes a bit sticky to work with. But again, make sure you don't put too much, you don't want to dry out the dough. Grab the top end and fold it on itself halfway, and the same with the bottom end. Now turn your dough 90 degrees and repeat the previous step exactly. Stretch out the dough as far as you can, but keeping about 1 centimeter thickness, and then you're going to fold it onto itself halfway from the top and the bottom end. Now grab the top end and fold tightly on itself all the way down, and you want to form a nice roll. It doesn't have to be a perfect shape, some of the dough might stick out on either end, just tuck it back in. Now repeat the exact same process with the remaining 2 pieces of dough and put that into a loaf tin. Cover with a cloth or cling film and let that rise for an hour. It will rise really well. Now you can add a bit of egg wash to give it a bit of color, although it's optional, and put it in a preheated oven at 190 degrees for 35 minutes. And there you have it, a beautiful baked loaf. As you can tell, it has baked quite evenly. The egg wash has given it a nice bronze color. Now if I get it out of the pan, you will see that it has baked well on the underside as well. But really good browning all around the loaf. And it has also cooked really well underneath as well. Now if you're eager like me and can't wait for it to cool down, go ahead, you can eat this warm. Just cut yourself a nice slice of bread, put some butter or whatever you want on it, and enjoy. Now you know how I do, just a bit of an outro for you.